Greetings, teammates. Chris Anderson here with your August EMI Equipper. You know, one of my favorite weeks of the entire year is a week in June where my family and I head out to the Black Hills of South Dakota, and we're a part of FCA camp. And here we've got a group of a few hundred student athletes from the ages of 12 to 18, and they come into this place for a week of inspiration and perspiration. And the athletes take a week to develop in their sport, but more importantly, to have an encounter with the Lord. Well, for the last few years at this camp, I've been a cross-country coach. And one of the runs that we have our athletes do every year is we take them out on this gravel road out on the prairie of western South Dakota. And we pick a hot afternoon, and there's no shade out there, and it's a dirty, dusty road, but we get a great workout in. And one of the reasons why I love this workout and why the campers love this workout is at the end of this dry, dusty run, there's a stream. There's this fantastic cold mountain stream that comes down, and there's trees all around with some beautiful shade, and the athletes have a chance just to ice their legs and play around in the water a little bit. Well, when we get them in the stream, I ask them to think about, just for a minute, what a mud puddle looks like. And I'll ask you to do the same thing. And as they describe what a mud puddle looks like, a lot of times the descriptors are not all that encouraging. The water is dirty, and it's brown, and they're small, and not encouraging. And then I ask them to look around at the stream that they're playing in, that they're icing their legs in, and describe that. And the terms that they use are much, much different. It's pure, it's crisp, it's clear, it's refreshing, it's life-giving, and it's beautiful. And so I ask them, well, what's the difference between a mud puddle and this stream? And there's a lot of differences, but the main thing that I focus their attention on is movement. In the stream, there's movement. We've got a constant supply of water coming from a pure source and moving on, and that's what makes it cool and refreshing. And there are a lot of ways that you could apply this metaphor to your spiritual journey. But today, I want to use this principle of movement and think about how it helps you develop and grow spiritually through healthy relationships. You know, for 2015, we've been talking a lot about discipleship. And a key component of discipleship is healthy relationships. And so today, I want to talk about 3 healthy relationships that I encourage each teammate to have. And these relationships, they're all modeled in Scripture, and I've seen them described in 2 ways. The first one comes from Wisdom Walks, and this is a fantastic resource that I encourage you to go through either by yourself or more, even better, with someone who you're discipling or who's discipling you. And they describe these relationships in terms of someone being a watchman, warriors, and a workman. Or another way I've heard this described is a Paul, Barnabas, and Timothy. And so let's talk about these relationships just for a minute. The first one is the watchman, or a Paul. This is somebody in your life who's got a little more life experience than you have, and is more spiritually mature than you are. They've been walking with the Lord for a while, and the Lord's taught them things. And now they're committed to help you understand the things that they've learned. They're a source of wisdom and encouragement. You could think of them as being a mentor or a spiritual coach, and they're investing in your spiritual growth as they show you what it looks like. The second relationship would be a warrior or a Barnabas. These are people who you're doing life with. They would be equal to you on, or close to you on the spiritual maturity level. And you're just going to do life with these people. They're going to be a source of encouragement, and they're also going to be a source of accountability. These are the people that I encourage you to walk completely transparent with. You give them permission to ask any questions. Nothing's out of bounds. And as they provide that encouragement and that accountability, you grow together. You sharpen one another. The third relationship that we should all have is your Timothy, or your workman. These are the people that we've been talking about for the past few months. These are the individuals that you're investing in. You're taking the things that you've learned, that God has taught you through your life experiences, through your watchmen, through your warriors, and you're teaching them. These are your faithful, available, teachable, younger than you are people that you're investing in. And you are their Paul. You're their watchman, and you're helping them grow. You're showing them what it looks like and inviting them to do the same thing. In all of these relationships, I hope that you're able to see that there's a flow. There's movement. As God takes things that He teaches the mature, the watchman in your life, and he directs them down towards you, and you share them back and forth with your Barnabas, with your warriors, and then you share them down with your workmen. And there's that beautiful flow of information. And as you're in the middle of that, both receiving and giving, you will grow. Those that you're investing in will grow. The church will grow and will be more able to accomplish the mission of the church. As I think about this flow of ministry, I can't help but think about 2 Timothy 2:2, where Paul is writing a letter to someone he's invested in for a long, long time, one of his, Timothy's, who actually is named Timothy. And he tells him, Timothy, take the things that you've heard me say in the presence of many witnesses and pass them on to other faithful men who will share them with others. Again, that flow of ministry through individuals, that flow of discipleship. So as we close, I would say two things. Number one is, as you think about these relationships, I would highly encourage that these be same gender. Men should be discipling men, women should be discipling women, and if you do that, you can remove a lot of confusion that can happen sometimes when men interact with women, and we want to avoid that when possible in these relationships. The second thing that I want to say is teammates, please don't be a mud puddle. Don't take the things that God is teaching you and just sit with it and let it get murky and gross and just stagnant. No. Pass it on. Invest in these relationships. Receive from a watchman. Share with your warriors. Invest in a Timothy or two. And as you do that, you will be blessed, they will be blessed, and the mission will be accomplished. So teammates, go and do this. And as you do this, as you invest in these relationships, you'll win at what matters most in 2015.
All the Christian soldiers marching past you.